Hello everybody, Ken Faulkner. I got another nice video for you on this Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I'm one of you, and yeah, today I had my kids take me out to lunch. You know, my youngest is 21 years old now, and my middle one's 24, and they both came over and said, "Hey, I'm going to buy you lunch, and I'm going to drive you out to lunch as well," which is new because, when I was a kid, turned 16, that's exactly when you're going to go get your driver's license right away, and then you're going to try to get that car as soon as you can. At least around here, California, Southern California, kids are they're tending to ride those electric bikes a lot. In fact, my 24-year-old was using one of those electric bikes to get back and forth to work. But he hasn't been as happy with his job, and I'm just saying, hey, you get a car, you got more options for where you can go work. But what happened was the 21-year-old decided to go get a car, and it's funny thing is because she got her license right there on the 16th birthday, although it did take a couple tries on the testing. But as soon as she did that, the one that's 3 years older than her ended up getting his driver's license, and now she got a car, and a couple months later, he also picked up a car. So I'm proud of them. They paid for it all themselves. They're self-sufficient, hardworking kids, and I was glad to be able to see them because they're pretty busy a lot. So it was a happy Father's Day for me. But today, I got two knives in front of me, and you're probably wondering what these knives have to do with anything. And these are Father's Day gifts, but not from my kids, actually. Hang on a second. Let me go get something here. I don't think he's gonna be too happy about this, but this is my little guy, my cat. You see the camera? That's Paws. Anyway, he was the guy that got sick during Blade Show. So my girlfriend couldn't make it. And he's doing much better now. And I'm super happy about that. She is too. But, she's super supportive. If you are a knife person, and you have yourself a woman in your life, they are probably pretty patient about it, or else you would probably be getting into a lot of arguments over it. And she supports me, but the crazy thing she likes to do is she likes to get Father's Day presents from the cat to me. So this was last year at Blade Show. Blade Show comes right around Father's Day. There's also some cool sales. I think Blade HQ's got some sales Father's Day, probably some other of the retailers. But anyhow, last year, last minute, we were both there, and she said, "Hey, I want him to pick you up something for Father's Day." So I was looking for something kind of inexpensive. This one is the Azula, and it's less than $100. I think that's what it was supposed to be, less than $100. I was already thinking about picking one up. I don't have a lot of little small fixed blades in my collection, and I do kind of like the pocket because this one drops in real well with the clip. And so yeah, picked that one up last year, but this year, Paz was feeling a lot more generous. $200. So I'm at Blade Show. I'm looking around at things, and this guy here from RSK, from Vosti, is the RS Chaos. And at the show, even though they're normally about $250, at the show it was $200. And I've been eyeballing it since it first came out, and I kind of had my idea about Vosti being more of a budget knife company, so I was kind of thrown off by the whole thing of it being a little bit more expensive. But when you feel it in hand, it is very nice. It actually comes in this orange case. It's kind of like a Pelican case. I mean, they didn't chintz on this one, but it took me a while to kind of get over the fact that I expected from Vosti stuff like this guy here, the Nightshade. Now I love this Nightshade. It's got that kukri-ish kind of look to it, and I've always been fond of that. And everybody that has one knows how well it cuts. A lot of people think it's ugly. I do love it. That was my only Vosteed knife before I picked this one up. And this year, they've been coming out. Now, this came out last year, but this year they've been coming out with a lot more of these, what they're calling that top liner lock. I heard somebody, I don't remember who it was, some video I was watching earlier today talking about how Spyderco had the patent on that and it had run out. And so I think it was Stasa, and that more people are starting to do that. I think there was like a Civivi or some other brand that was doing it. But I know that it's very similar to the lock on the Schmock, where you can see how it pushes the liner over. And this does the same thing. And this one works really well. But I always thought this was a cool locking mechanism. It's kind of like the CME, compression made easy, that you can get from OCD for EDC. But it's built into the knife. And it's always worked really well with the Schmock. So anyway, $200. I had it in my pocket because she'd given me cash. She did some other things while we were... There was some other things where she needed me to send her some money through Zelle, and then she just gave me cash. She tends to like cash more than... I'm kind of more of a card guy now. Anyway, so it was really because of her that I had a lot of cash to take to the show this year. Yeah, I definitely had a good time. Really glad to pick this one up, the RS Chaos. The Vosteed knives coming out this year seem really, really good. And I've always been a fan of RSK knives. They tend to do custom knives. Here's another knife that they did production. It's a Kaiser. It's the Mini Paragon. And you can see some similarities. They got the notches back here. They got the notches kind of here, slightly different angle on it. Yeah, and I've always liked this knife. This has been a cool knife. This was actually gifted to me by Vu Pham, who, by the way, has a knife out, in case you haven't heard. It's called the Vane, and it's from Migueron. I'm planning on picking one of those up. I think they're sold out at White Mountain Knives. I'm just waiting to figure out where I'm going to pick one up. But anyway, yeah, so I've liked this designer ever since I got this knife. You see this big knife, and it's called the Mini Paragon, and the reason for it is he has a custom that he's made that was much larger than this. It's pretty humongous. And I'd love to have one of those, but I'm not quite to that level of paying for those custom knives. Anyway, so happy Father's Day to me. Got free lunch, driven to lunch. Got to spend some time with my kids that are so busy that it's kind of hard to have time with them. So that was just a wonderful time. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I hope you guys, all you fathers out there, had good Father's Day. I hope you children out there did something for your father. And I'll see you guys on the next one.